Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. Today is Sunday. It is the 9th day of January 2022. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you're healthy and COVID free today. I hope that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and the first responders that every day, 24/7, 365, are trying to save lives. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage to keep streets and sidewalks clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on those trying to help deliver and rescue the victims of prostitution, the victims of child prostitution, the victims of pornography and child pornography, the victims of child molestation and pedophilia, the victims of human trafficking and sex slavery, who are victims of organized crime that are being committed by pastors, business people, politicians, teachers, all kind of people. Most of which is happening in in every state in the United States of America and around the world. Blessings on those trying to help rescue, deliver, recover these victims, and double curses on the profiteers and perverts responsible for this suffering. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. Nearly 600,000 people in the United States without a roof over their head right now in January. Men, women, children, families. Millions of human beings around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, and those trying to help, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night. Now, I was fortunate. My wife and myself were getting together with another couple who we hadn't seen in years. We wanted to get together and have dinner, and we did. And we had a good time. We actually were the last people to leave the restaurant. We were having such a good time. And before we went to dinner, I was consciously saying to myself, I'm not going to look at my phone, right? I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm not going to look at the score. I'm not going to see what's going on. I'm going to keep my attention, my wife and my company. And I did. But it was on my mind. And I had a bad feeling when I found out before we went out that Fournier wasn't going to play. That was strange and bad because I thought to myself, well, I should be happy if Fournier's not going to play. I mean, Quentin Grimes would get more minutes, right? Maybe Deuce would get minutes. So I thought, but I had a strange feeling, and y'all know why. I think in Knicks Nation sometimes, we all understand each other in some ways. Some of us crazy, some of us wild, but we understand each other. And we know Fournier's a Celtic killer. And so that's why, as strange as it felt, I was like, well, I'm a little concerned that he wasn't playing. Brethren, in Knicks Nation, if you've ever been in love before, and in the beginning, there's that honeymoon period, right? And you're getting along with your significant other, your new significant other, you connecting, you clicking. It's wonderful. But then there comes the time when your relationship gets tested by an argument. You're going to have an argument. And when you have that first argument, test your relationship, Some people, it can cause them to break up. Some, they move forward. It has different effects. I've been a lover of the coaching of Tom Thibodeau before he was hired. He wasn't number one on my list, but he was in my top two. He was the second guy I wanted. I wanted Kenny Atkinson, and then I wanted Tom Thibodeau. I know I like Mark Jackson too, so I don't have to hear all that from y'all. I just know that the Knicks and the NBA has decided Mark will never coach in the NBA again. It's already been, you could kind of know. If you didn't know, you better ask somebody, because since he left Golden State, nobody's hired him. Okay? I don't know what the issue is, but it is what it is. But so realistically, my guys were Atkinson and Thibs. And so when they picked Thibs, I was happy. I loved Tom Thibodeau from when he was an assistant on the Knicks. But I think we're having our first fight right now because of this loss last night. So when I got home, I watched the game. I looked at the score and saw that they lost by 24, got stomped. And I looked at the box score and I actually saw why, but I wanted to see it. So I'm watching the first quarter. Julius Randle's playing great. I mean, he's making quick decisions. He wasn't hitting a lot of his shots, but again, it wasn't about that to me. It was about the decision making. He's making a quick decision. He's either shooting or he's passing. And he threw some nice passes. He ended the night with 6 assists. There was some times he threw a beautiful, the thought was there, a backdoor to Burke, which takes a little bit of IQ as well. But it did, it skipped out of bounds. He threw it a little too low, but the thought, and I was like, see, that's what I like to see from him. So I'm watching the first quarter. Quickly's playing good. Everybody's playing good. And I'm wondering, Dad, what happened, man? Because, shoot, they're looking really good in the first quarter. Then the second quarter came. And what I saw, it's like an arm wrestling match. If you ever watch arm wrestling match, you'll see like one guy might look stronger, right? But the other guy has more endurance. And all he's trying to do is hang in there until the endurance of the guy that looks stronger weakens. And then he starts to push forward because he's got that endurance. Same like with Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, the rope-a-dope. He watched Foreman bail. You thought, Dad, Foreman, that guy could crush you in your ribs, right? He's broken brothers' ribs. Ali's just sitting on the ropes. And then all of a sudden around the 5th, 6th round, Foreman ain't got nothing left. And Ali starts bashing him until an 8-punch combination finished it in the 8th. So I was like, so that's what happened to the Knicks. They started running out of gas in the second quarter. Now, then I said, let's look at this. Maybe they didn't have enough players, right? I mean, you and I know Tom Thibodeau runs a 9-man rotation. That's his rotation. It's a 9-man rotation. Very rarely he goes to 10. Sometimes in the playoffs, he cuts it to 8. But during the course of the year, it's pretty consistent. His whole career has been a 9-man rotation. So I'm looking at the Knicks. And they got Randle, Robinson, Burks, Barrett, Quickly starting. Wasn't surprised Quickly started, given Evan Fournier wasn't there. On the bench, though, you got Sims available, okay? That's a backup 5. Obi Toppin, the backup 4. Kevin Knox can play the 3. Him and Toppin can play 3 or 4. And of course, you got Grimes. You got McBride. You got Gibson. You got 11 guys. So I'm looking at the Celtics. And I'm looking at their box score. The Celtics last night played a 9-man rotation. Like Tom usually does. The guy with the high minutes was Jaylen Brown. He played 35 minutes. Robert Williams III played 34 minutes. After that, it was all balanced. The least minutes was played by Eric, Enes Kanter, Freedom, whatever his name is. He played 13 minutes. Okay? And that was the least. Then you got everybody so you had Schroeder played 21 minutes. Al Horford played 20 minutes, right? Smart played 25 minutes. Then you had Grant Williams 22, Jay Rich 30. Tatum played 29 minutes. It was well balanced among 9 guys. Really 8 with the 9th being 13 minutes for Kanter. I keep saying Kanter. Freedom. Respect, right? But you look at the Knicks. Randle plays 37 minutes. Robinson 28. Burks 34. Barrett 43. Quickly 37. 28 for Grimes. 18 for Taj. Then it drops off. And Obi plays 9. And I realized something last night. Julius committed 6 turnovers. But I realized something last night. The first quarter was exemplary. I mean, really, for him, he was coming off the same way he played against Boston Thursday. But as he got more tired, one time, for example, I think it was the third quarter, it may have been the fourth, but he comes down with the ball and he's holding the ball like this over his left shoulder looking to pass. And Marcus Smart walks up to him and just takes the ball out of his hand. It was almost like he was sleepwalking. You know why? Because he was tired. This is a night where if Tom, I feel, had played a 9-man rotation. In other words, instead of giving Obi Toppin 9 minutes, give him 19 minutes. Instead of giving Julius Randle 37 minutes, give him 30 minutes. Instead of giving RJ Barrett freaking 43 minutes, you could have gave him 32. And you could have gotten McBride in more than 3 minutes. I know he all on IQ's nutsack. Okay, I get it. That's his favorite. No problem. And IQ was the only guy that had any energy. Why? Because he's never, he's been just like the rest of the kids in Mobb Deep and on the bench. He's been training for this opportunity, his whole pro career. So now he's 37 minutes. He played great. 7 of 11, 3 of 5 from 3. I mean, but it was wasted because he's the only guy that had energy. Everybody else, the energy was waning from the second quarter on. And I'm like, if you'd have gave him more of a blow, you could have put McBride in there. You could have had him and Quickly playing together. You could have played Toppin 19 minutes. You could have gave Jericho Sims 10, 12, 15 minutes. So I'm saying this. I'm not a pro coach. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's entirely possible. Definitely. I'm not Tom Thibodeau. I ain't been coaching the NBA for 30 years. What do I know? But I'm just saying. He usually plays a 9-man rotation. That's what he usually does. He claimed at the end of the game they were shorthanded. They were not shorthanded. They're missing Nerlens Noel, Kemba Walker, who they're going to be missing on and off for the rest of the year. Well, Derrick Rose, but we've been known that. That's no surprise, right? He missing those 3 guys. And then, of course, Evan Fournier. But we deep. We not only here, we deep. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, I don't think we'd have lost anything by playing Obi Toppin an extra 10 minutes and Julius Randle and Barrett a combination of at less 10 minutes. I don't think we'd have lost anything if we'd have played Burks a little less than 34 minutes and give McBride 10 more, 15 more minutes. We wouldn't have lost nothing. Anyone, Kevin Knox, 2 minutes. Grimes played 28. Great. 2 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 6 points, 5 rebounds. He was really, coming out of Houston, one of the things we all knew about him is that for a 2-guard, he was a really good rebounder. He had 5 boards. And I feel like Grimes, I thought, I felt to myself, well, he's got to play Grimes a lot of minutes, and he did. I knew he was going to start quickly. I wasn't sure he was going to play Alec Burks 34 minutes. So, to me, I'm not saying we would have won the game last night if we'd have went 9 deep and did what the Celtics did and played 22, 23 minutes for everybody. I'm not saying we'd have won the game, but I got to believe we wouldn't have lost by 24. I mean, look at this. The first quarter, the Knicks 26-21. The second quarter, the Celtics 23-16. The third quarter, 32-18 Celtics. Fourth quarter, 23. That's just no energy. And the thing is, I have heard Tom Thibodeau say after many games this year, tell me if you haven't heard this, we didn't have any energy tonight. Have you ever heard him say that? He'll say, we just lacked energy. And sometimes, yes, they just lack energy because whatever, biomechanics or whatever. But you can't tell me you got 11 guys on your team available to play. You only play 7. And you expect them to have energy against a team coming at you with 9? Now, maybe there's some rational. See, I try to do this, y'all. I don't just crap on them. Let's say there's a rational reason he's doing this. So I try to think, what would be the rational reason? In a game you really needed to win, to just play 7 guys. I'm thinking, maybe he's thinking, with the increased minutes, they'll just get stronger as the year goes on. They'll get used to it, and they'll get stronger. That kind of happened last year. But last year, he played a 9-man rotation. No, I hate to say it. I love this man. But this is on Thibs. It's not on Randall. See, a player like Randall, R.J. Barrett, those got quickly, and then all your mob, your Grimes, your McBride, they're not going to tell you they tired. They're not going to say that and ask out the game. They're not going to do that. You keep them in, they're going to play, even if they tired. Kemba, he'll play on one leg. We know that. We've seen it. So if you're a coach, you really got to monitor that stuff, don't you? If you want energy for 48 minutes, last night the Knicks played 24 minutes of good, 12 minutes of good basketball. 12 minutes. They started to play pretty good in the second quarter. They were trying, see? But then you started seeing the lead dissipate. Then it came tied. Then the Celtics were coming. It was the energy, man. They just didn't have it. They didn't have the energy. And like I said, Julius is not going to ask out the game. You got to take him out. Okay? Obi should have been playing 19 minutes, 20 minutes yesterday. There's no way you playing R.J. Barrett 43 minutes. I mean, he ended up with 19 points, but he was 7 of 21. He shot good from 3, 4 of 9 from 3. That's over 40% from 3. But look, 1 of 5. Look, a real indicator of how tired the Knicks was yesterday. They shot 40% from the free throw line. That's almost like Hack-a-Shaq numbers. In fact, it is. They shot 40% from the free throw line. That means you're tired. When I was in high school, right, I had a coach. He was a lot like Tom Thibodeau. I guess that's why I like Thibs so much. He was a combination of U.B. Brown and Tom Thibodeau. And he used to run us to death. I mean, we'd be running and doing pro sprints every day, every practice, 15, 20 pro sprints, plus other, defensive stand stuff. He was killing us every day, right? And what he would do, if we had a good game before that game and we had won and played good, he would ask me, because generally I was the best. I'm just saying I was the best shooter on the team. There's things I couldn't do, but one thing I could do was shoot. So at the end of running all that, he would say, okay, you shoot the 1-and-1. It would be a 1-and-1. If I hit it, we go to the showers. If I missed, we do another pro sprint. Okay? I never missed, right? But if he was mad at us because we played like crap the game before, he would take the worst guy and say he's going to shoot a 1-and-1. And everybody knew when they put him out there, everybody got in the line, get ready to run, because we knew he was going to run because he ain't hitting the 1-and-1. Once in a while, he surprised us and hit it, but we knew we were getting ready to run some more. And that's because now when you're tired, that's why he did that, because we were all tired. And he was like, okay, Todd, go on the line. You hit the 1-and-1. We all go in the showers. And after a while, guys start walking to the locker room, because I'm not missing that. Okay. And so, but there was this other kid, Ronaldo. His eyes, he had glasses thick like mine. His eyes were crossed, and he was like 6'7", and he could barely walk and chew gum. Ronaldo, go out there. We knew he was running, right? So here, they was tired. They were tired. You can't tell me you get 6 or 15 on an NBA team. The whole team, I can see one guy, right? R.J. Barrett's 1 of 5. Quickly 1 out of 2. Robinson 1 of 4. I mean, 0. And look, Randall didn't get a free throw. Now, that's not Randall's fault. If you actually watched the game, he was getting beat to death in the first half. And I was like, now, you messing with Julius Randall, as we know, is an emotional guy. So it don't take much to get in his head. And the last thing he needs is the referees messing with him. And so he's going hard to the hole in the first quarter, the first 2 quarters, and then get a call. I mean, y'all, it was ridiculous, man. And so now, like I said, anytime you see Julius Randle spending a lot of time talking to the refs, it's a bad night. It was a bad night. And that's why I'm saying I'm not actually advocating that Tom should have done anything more than he normally does. A 9-man rotation. He did 7 last night. I mean, I'm not counting Obi's 9 minutes, Sims 2 minutes, Knox 2 minutes, McBride 3. That ain't no time. He did a 9-man rotation, a 7-man rotation last night. Okay? That's concerning. Okay? That's concerning. Our bench scored a total of 6 points. Mobb Deep don't do 6 points, yo. I know Quickly was in the starting unit, but you can't tell me. He played with Obi Toppin a lot yesterday. You got Grimes, you got McBride, you got Knox, you got Sims. You can't tell. So, anyway, I hate to say it. Y'all know I love Tom Thibodeau, but this loss was on Tom Thibodeau. It was on him. I'm not. You're going to go with a 7-man rotation on the road after you win a close game by 1.5 seconds left in the third game of the week, and you need to win to get you back to 500. You're going to go with a 7-man rotation, really? That was frustrating. So now we got San Antonio tomorrow at the Garden. I hope this fool plays 9 kids. Anyway, that's why I feel disgusted today. I couldn't even watch the whole fourth quarter. It was like watching a guy fight with one arm. You ain't having one arm trying to fight a guy with 2 arms. He was just getting beat up. No energy. Done. I had to turn it off. It's ridiculous. And then Julius, when he gets in that position, this is worse Julius. Because he's tired. He's turned the ball over and he's still chasing stats. That's the worst part of Julius when you go. And so, like I said, that was a night for him to play 30 minutes, not 37. That was a night for RJ to play 32 minutes, not 43. That was a night like that. I would keep Quickly at 37. He was fresh. This is his first team. He's shooting the ball well. I'd have kept him out there. But the rest of them, everybody else, I'd have subbed them in for these Mobb Deep. And I think we'd have been much better off if he did that. But anyway, hopefully, I'm hoping. See, when Julius messes up, one thing I love about Julius Randle, and I told y'all, I said he's going to come with an apology. I told you he's going to probably apologize after he did what he did. He's an emotional dude, but you know what? When he messes up, he will say, it's on me. I'm looking for Tom to say that because this loss was on him. I listened to his post presser a couple of times. I was looking for those words, I probably should, maybe we should have, extended the bench a little bit. I mean, I was looking for something because that was on Tom Thibodeau. It wasn't on Julius Randle. It wasn't on Alec Burks. It wasn't on RJ Barrett. It wasn't on Grimes. It wasn't on Gibson. All of them was tired. Gibson was tired for sure. All of the kids showed more energy. Grimes, Quickly, Barrett, they showed more energy. But your Burks, your Randalls, your Gibsons, they was all tired. You could just see it, man. They just was a step slow. As the game went on, they got slower. So I don't know what's going on going forward. What's frustrating, again, just to make sure y'all hearing me, is we got the talent. I'm listening to Charles Barkley talking about Knicks don't have any talent. I'm like, shut your ball fat behind up. We got the talent. We deep. We just got to play them. Okay? We just got to play them. And I'm not asking for him to go, 10 deep or 11 deep. He could, but that's not him. Fine. But 9, that's what he usually does. Thibs was off last night. And because of it, the Knicks lost the game. On to the next one. So San Antonio tomorrow at the Garden. I don't know what he's going to do again. This is the problem. We don't know what to expect. I'm expecting a 9-man rotation. I'm expecting Julius to start off like he did the first quarter yesterday, like he did all 4 quarters against Boston on Thursday. If he continues to do that, we're going to be in good shape. But, brother, you can't have that brother running himself to death. He's not going to be able to do it. Nobody is. Okay? So, anyway, please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't let my rant ruin your weekend. Please have a good weekend. Shalom.